First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello everyone, this is Fox 12 Now. Of course, live streaming here from the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom, on our social media channels, on our apps, and our website. We're live. So thanks for joining us. Normally at this time, I would be live with Eric G. from Around the House Northwest. He has some filming to do today, so we pre-taped the segment. You're still going to get it, and he has some tips on how to keep the air in your home clean. Something I have to admit, I didn't think about that could be such a big issue, but especially with the holidays, if you're having a bunch of people over, there are actual concerns and some pretty easy solutions to solve some of the issues that come up with that. So he's gonna walk through those. We're gonna play this clip for you. If you have questions or comments, you can drop those on Facebook or YouTube, and I'll try to get those over to him to get them answered. But let's go right to it. Here it is, Eric G. on Fox 12 Now. And hello everyone, welcome back to Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler, and I think you know the person that's standing right next to me. It is the one and only Eric G. from Around the House Northwest. Hello.
Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you too. You're in actually at the station with me today, and you know we always get to go through some great tips, some great tricks. We're gonna get a preview of this week's episode for Around the House Northwest, which I know you're always out there filming a ton of stuff. So appreciate you having some time to come to talk to us. But let's talk about some things for the house and things that people can do and know. And I know you've always got something good on your mind.
Yeah, you know, air quality is a big deal out there, and when we pack a bunch of people in our home over the holidays, it really changes things.
Yeah.
And you don't realize that when you're done with that turkey dinner on Thanksgiving, everybody's kind of got a house full of people, everybody's getting tired.
Yes.
Many times it's not the turkey.
It's not the tryptophan or whatever. I probably said that wrong, but you know.
Whatever it is, it's not that. What it is, it's the carbon dioxide that everybody's consuming inside the house. So if you've got a lot of people over, crack that window open, get some fresh air in. Or if you've got a newer house, make sure that you're bringing that fresh air in through your thermostat settings. But that air, it's funny because it's one of those things that everybody's doing it and you're getting less oxygen. And so it actually makes you tired. You have less of it. So if you can keep that fresh air going, people will be awake just a little bit longer. If they're family members that you don't like, just keep the windows shut.
Right,
Let them go to sleep.
Let them go to sleep. Okay, that is really interesting. I never actually thought about that's what's going on. It's just too many people.
Yeah, for instance, I have in my house, I've got
everybody talking too much.
Yeah, you get everybody talking, breathing, air consuming. You got cooking going on, all these things going on. I have a smart skylight that opens up. When it gets too high, it automatically opens up. So it's funny, and it'll know when it's raining, so it doesn't open up in our weather around here when that happens.
Right.
I've had people over, and I'm like, oh, the skylight's opening up. Oh, we've got too much carbon dioxide in here, so it's trying to level that out by venting some of that out.
So it can actually read what those levels are and be like, okay, there's too much hot air. Yeah, we got to open this up.
Too many people in, opens up, and then it balances things out a little bit.
Wow. Okay, so that's a great suggestion if you have one of those.
Yeah.
What if you don't have that?
Second of all, just make sure you're running the vent fan, you know, in the kitchen. So if you're cooking on that stove, if the burner's on, the fan should be on as well. So make sure, and in code in Oregon for most homes, unless you got something really old, that should be venting outside.
Okay.
You know, those recirculating ones don't work.
Yeah.
You're just kicking it back in your face. So
right.
That's not going to help you. But really, if you vent that out while you're cooking, if that range or cooktop is on, you should have that vent fan on, and make sure if it's on high, that should be on high. If it's on low, at least have it on kind of the mid.
Okay.
And you want that to move as much air as possible. And then if you want to help, go to the opposite side of the house on that floor, crack the window a little bit. So now you're getting cross ventilation that comes through.
Really? Okay, so go to the opposite side of where your burner is.
Yep.
Open that.
And just let it drag that air through.
Okay.
You're kind of directing it that way.
And then it'll pull that in from the outside and then push that air out the other way. Okay.
Path of least resistance with air. It's kind of like when you're blowing a balloon up, you're just trying to put it in someplace and let it go out.
Okay. Yeah, so I never actually thought about that it should be on the other side of the house that you open that up, not the one right next to it or something like that.
No, because then you're just going that far. You want to kind of drag that air through.
Okay.
That way you get more cross ventilation to bring that air in.
That's a great suggestion for anybody out there.
There's no cost to that. It's just some simple running around.
Yeah, it's just understanding how that's going to be flowing through.
Yeah, and then if you've got a bath fan, if you're worried about it, you want more airflow around there, turn the bath fan on. Just leave that on while your guests are there.
Yeah.
Let that run. And you know something that'll also bring in, because the minimum is about 30, 40 CFM. You think of a CFM, that's a cubic foot per minute of air, which is about one basketball.
Okay.
So you think about that's moving
one basketball's worth of
30, 40 per minute.
Wow. Okay, 30, 40 basketballs per minute. Yeah, just get basketball size of air. I mean, I can visualize that. All right, so that's what you want moving through there.
And then like if you've got a big range, some of those hoods do 1,200.
Dang.
So those are kind of big, so you're moving a lot of air. They're also loud, but you just kind of have to get used to that while you're cooking. So
right.
For some of those bigger hoods, they make a lot of noise.
Okay, so these are some great ideas so far, some things that people could do, at home to move the air around. Anything else?
Yeah, make sure you got good, fresh air filters in the house.
Okay.
Because you want the heat to work right, you want all that stuff, and if there's a lot of people coming out, or if you got windows open because you got the fan on, heat's probably going to come on. So if you've got a central heat and air system, make sure you got a fresh filter in there as well, because a dirty filter doesn't move as much air because it's stopping that. So a fresh filter will really get it so it's working efficiently.
Better air and probably costs less too, more efficient and all of that.
Absolutely. It's just not pulling so hard because it's always on the pull side, so it's kind of like, it's either like you're drinking a straw with a little tiny, you're drinking a shake with a little tiny straw. You have to work a lot harder, right?
Right. Yep. Okay,
so that's part of it there.
Change your filters. Change your filters out.
Good time to do it.
Especially as the weather's starting to get worse too, or colder anyway. Yeah. Great ideas. Any more for?
Yeah, one more thing too with like garbage disposal. That's always a problem over the holidays.
Right.
It's always that the guest that maybe your aunt or somebody that's putting stuff down there that always backs that sink up.
Yep.
They're helping.
The person who may have had a couple of cocktails while celebrating and then throws everything in.
Down there. Yeah. So one, make sure it's working in good shape. It's good. And then second of all, if it's stringy, like if it's, any kind of a stringy thing, like maybe it's an onion peel, or anything that's got some string to it, some of the melons and things like that.
Okay.
If they've got some stringiness to them, or rice or coffee grounds, leave it out of there. Put it in your recycle. Do whatever you're going to do with it. If you're going to compost it. But bones, anything that's got any kind of a stringiness to it, that likes to plug it up.
Gotcha. So
don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't worry about it. That's another tip there. And if you want to keep that clean, here's my secret to if it's smelling. It's the holidays, you're doing a lot of cooking, and you're like, hey, I got people over.
Sure.
There's always a ton of people in the kitchen. Two things I do, I'll run some citrus through there, and then I'll put in a couple cups of ice. So I'll get a big thing of ice, put it in there. The ice will chop it up, but it's solid enough, it'll bounce around and get the top of the garbage disposal.
And actually clean it out.
Clean it out. So jam some ice down there. Make sure you get that all cleaned up. And then if you use some citrus, that citrus will actually bounce around in there and clean it as well. And the acids in the citrus will help clean it and make it smell citrusy. So.
Interesting. Okay, that's great. Citrus totally makes sense, but ice too. Yeah, chopping it up.
Ice works well because it just bounces around. It's hard, it's noisy, but at least
but it's going to get the job done and
it gets it clean.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, great tips, great suggestions. Everybody can do those, especially with Thanksgiving coming up. What about around the house Northwest though?
Oh, we got a fun one this weekend.
All right.
So I'm going to show you how to actually change out that bathroom sink and faucet and put a new one in.
Ooh, nice.
And I put a cool one in for under $100.
Really?
Yeah.
That's okay. That makes me even more interested now because I've replaced mine and it was over $100, and I'm not that happy with it. So I want to see.
And it was a nice square sink and a black single-handle faucet. Looks good.
Yeah.
But did it on a budget for you guys this week.
Under $100.
Under $100.
Heck yeah. Okay.
And right before the holidays, it's great to be able to knock that out. You get that powder room that's off the kitchen or something. You're like, I want to elevate this.
Yeah.
I had just a builder grade special too. Like a just a cheapy one in there, and I'm like, all right, let's fix this. Had a laminate countertop, so it's a drop-in sink. I show you how to cut the opening out.
Nice.
And really do that, and put the new sink in, hook it up, so it'll be a good one.
All right. So there's one part of Around the House Northwest, and there's a lot that goes on.
So much more as well. We're also going to pop out and take a look at Summit Trailers. They make the really cool dump trailers and stuff here in Portland, so we're going to want to visit them.
Cool. The actual dump trailers and
they weld it. Steel comes in one side, trailers come out the other.
Nice. So that's two parts. I don't know if you want to spoil anything more for it. Or...
We got a lot. It's a jam-packed trailer, so you're going to have to check it out. But we've really kind of helped out with a lot of different things here around for the house.
Well, that's always the great thing with Around the House Northwest. And, of course, let's tell everybody, as always, where and when to watch.
All right. So Friday morning is last week's show, which is a good one. If you missed it, that's a great place to catch it up. Saturday morning, 10 a.m., Fox 12 Plus, as well as Sunday night at 6 p.m., and, of course, the next Friday, 8 a.m.
And lots of clips on our YouTube channel as well. So Fox 12 Oregon, the YouTube channel, go there.
Hundreds.
Tons of stuff. Tons of stuff to check out. Well, Eric, as always, I know you're real busy catching up here and filming all of your segments. It takes a lot of work for what Eric does, so thank you for having some time to talk to us.
Always, man.
Appreciate it.
Always a good time.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll be back soon with more Fox 12 Now.